Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about what exactly is an ACCS training. I'm actually very happy talking about this because I've made several videos about it and now I've been talking on national level about what an ACCS trainee is because there is so much confusion regarding it and I feel that no one understands it and then people really want to be in ACCS training and I feel like, you know what, let's sit down, let's talk about what it is. And if you want to join, welcome. Okay, so ACCS basically means Acute Care Common STEM, a terminology which is used for a certain amount of trainees who belong to three separate fields. And those are IMT, Anaesthetics, and ED. Of the three, only ED is the one that only does ACCS. They don't have any other core options. Their only option is to do ACCS training, and then they basically do either run through or like do ACCS and then do their specialty training afterwards. Totally depends on them. But they're also part of the ACCS program. The other bits are IMT trainees, which are then called ACCS acute medicine trainees. So they're not IMT essentially, they're ACCS acute medicine. And then from there on, they can choose to be anything. They don't have to be acute medicine after their 4 year of training. Yeah, and they can choose to be whatever they want. If they want acute medicine, they'll be acute medicine. If they don't want that, they can choose something else. And they'll be doing their training as an ACCS trainee as well. And lastly comes my field, which is ACCS Anaesthetics. Again, I am doing 4 years and I will have the choice to continue doing anesthetics, apply just for anesthetics, or to apply for ICU, which is the goal. So why are these trainees different? Why have I made a separate video about these trainees? It is because our skill set is different. Our training is different, and the way we are basically brought up in these 4 years is poles apart from everyone else. And when I say it, yes, people might disagree, but in my opinion, any ACCS trainee is a person of their own category. You can't compete with them. You can't be them because you're essentially rotating into so many very different fields, which gives you obviously a different skill set. And by that I mean basically any ACCS trainee, regardless of IMT, anesthetics, or ED, will rotate in acute medicine, ICU, anesthetics, and ED. So can you imagine that? This is 4 types of rotations, and you're not just rotating for 3 months or 4 months, you are doing 6 months in each of these departments. And therefore, obviously, your skill set is going to be different. You are going to be airway trained, you are going to be invasive procedure trained, you are going to be trained for all sorts of acutely, critically unwell stuff, okay? And you're also going to get trained in trauma, which is something that not many people get in their training. And I feel like all 4 of these things are extremely different from each other, and they give you a very broad skill set. A lot of people might say, oh, actually, no, GPs also rotate here, or IMT also rotates in ICU, and so on and so forth. IMT colleagues, please comment down below if you watch this video. Is our skill set same? No, because we're working 6 months in one department, stuck there, and obviously everybody knows us, we know them. We're trying to learn as many procedural skills as we can. Our portfolios are different. Our level of competencies are different. And as the more I've worked with IMTs very closely in my current rotation, I've realized how even our sort of mindsets are different and how we do things and what we like and what they like. And if you actually do enjoy Acute Care Common STEM, ACCS as a training, you're going to be a very different individual from other people. And I think that it's great because every field requires someone, and ACCS gives you that opportunity to either choose a completely acute field or go into something else with your amazing skill set. And therefore, I feel like ACCS trainees are those trainees which are giving slightly harder and more difficult kind of input in their training because of the fact that we work extra 12 months, right? Let's just not, ignore the fact that we are working at 1 extra year from all the other core trainees, which obviously gives you time, experience, exposure, and again, different skill set. And then again, because your curriculum is so different and you're working outside your desired field for a long period of time, you also get an insight about other fields. Like, say, for example, when I was working in acute medicine, I realized how acute medicine, and I think I've made a video regarding this as well, I'll link it down in the cards below, but I realized I have massive respect for medics now. I always respected all allied fields, as you guys know. Big, massive, huge fan of being a doctor, big fan of being a healthcare worker. So for me, yes, absolutely, I love everybody who works in the hospital. But then again, you get this kind of an insight about, oh my God, how hard is it to become, an IMT, or to go through the acute medicine or IMG training. And it's very difficult because half of your life is begging people. And it is difficult because I come from ICU and anesthetics. I don't beg people. So you learn respect. You learn a lot of different things about different fields. Then again, you're working in ED and you realize the pressure and how horrible it is. And then you don't have time. You're nocturnal. You're everything is up and down. I don't know how ED colleagues do it. Again, massive, huge respect for you guys. And I'm glad that you love ED so that we have people in ED to do ED. Because I sometimes struggle during ED thinking, oh my God, how do they do this? But there are people who actually love ED. And I'm grateful to you guys who love ED. So I am not saying, please don't think of this video as I'm saying that ACCS is better than everybody else. No, I'm just saying we're a different ballgame, right? Because we've worked with all fields. We know a lot more than other people once our core training is done. And I'm talking about not just skill set, I'm talking about, again, exposure, experience, those kind of things. And also our kind of communication skills are slightly different than other people. Whenever I meet an ACCS trainee, I kind of relate to them a bit more because I know that they've gone through stuff and there's trauma bonding happening there. So there's a lot of stuff that goes behind, the 4-year program. And therefore, I think we should think about ACCS trainees as those precious little gems who are working extra hard, putting an extra year, not going into specialty training, not being registrars, trying to, get more exposure and experience so that they could, have a different skill set. And therefore, I believe that ACCS training is incredible. I know a lot of people do talk about the fact that, which one should I go into? And I'll make a separate video regarding each specific stem of ACCS training. But essentially, if you are someone who wants to get a broad experience, if you're somebody, say for example, who wants to join Médecins Sans Frontières, which is something that I've been thinking about doing for a while, if you're someone who wants to go and sort of volunteer for flood reliefs and sort of things that happen in the world, and you want to be one of those incredible human beings who wants to go and help people, again, ACCS is going to be that particular sort of training field, which is going to give you that skill set. And so I think that describes an ACCS trainee. I've been asked this question a few times, so I thought I'll make a video about it. But I thought that this is a helpful kind of a topic to discuss. And yet again, I will be making detailed videos about each stem of ACCS training. I hope you guys like my jumper. Do comment down below because I love this jumper. Anyways, off topic. So I hope that you guys understand ACCS training a little bit more, all the different fields, all the different training pathways, and also all the different departments that you get to rotate into for 6 months. And I think it's incredible. And I'm really enjoying all of it so far. And so I hope that you guys do think about ACCS training as a training pathway for yourself, even if you know exactly what you want to do, because this training program is definitely going to give you a very, very different skill set from your other colleagues. If you are someone who wants to be able to handle most things in a hospital, then ACCS training is the way to go. But then again, obviously, you are definitely going to be given another 12 months. And you are definitely going to be rotating in places that you will not be feeling comfortable in. And I've talked about it previously as well. It's not easy to work in ED if you're not ED minded, or acute medicine if you're not acute medicine minded, or in fact ICU, because I've seen people struggle in ICU this time. IMTs struggling, not because of the fact that they didn't like it, but because of the horribly critically unwell patients, the environment, the gloominess, the machines beeping, like that kind of stuff is also there about ICU, which we don't normally talk about. So all of that is there, but then again, it's a different skill set. You will be on top of whatever field you want to go into after giving that extra year. So do think about it as a field. And I hope that you guys liked this video. If you did, give the video a huge thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.